My pleasure to welcome Robbie Hardy. She is a consultant with the Kauffman Foundation, but she's also been a serial entrepreneur and very active with entrepreneurs. Robbie, it's a pleasure to welcome you.
Pleasure to be here.
You have been an entrepreneur yourself, not once, but a few times. In the current economic scenario, how do you think entrepreneurs like you, or should I say seasoned entrepreneurs like you, are coping up with the new changing times?
I think that this is the time for bootstrapping, and that's how I started my first company. So for me, it's coming full circle back to when I started my first company in the early 90s. And I did it on credit cards, and I mortgaged my house, and I did all those things that I wished I'd had more money, and I thought I could be more successful if I had more money. But what I learned after having come out of large companies where we threw money at problems, when you don't have the money, you become very agile. And you have to really look at solutions to problems just versus throwing money at it. So I actually think the tight capital is a good thing to build really great companies. And I know people don't want to hear that, but I really do think it makes a big difference. I think it makes you a better entrepreneur. Now, it comes a point where you end up starving a company, and I'm not recommending that. But you really do have to be creative, not only in your idea, but how do you execute on it.
You're also working on helping support tech centers like TechTown.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to elaborate more about, how TechTown came about and how entrepreneurs can leverage these resources.
Yes, the Kauffman Foundation is supporting TechTown and along with the New Economy Initiative to start 400 companies over the next 3 years. So these incubators provide resources to entrepreneurs. They provide mentors and coaches and training. And the Kauffman Foundation has a renowned entrepreneurial training program called Fast Track. And we are providing that to entrepreneurs in Detroit through TechTown and the New Economy Initiative to help entrepreneurs learn what most entrepreneurs don't think they need to be trained, but you don't know what you don't know. And it is about teaching entrepreneurs and helping them and guiding them in that fashion. So TechTown provides that space, and it provides the mentors and the coaches, and is the vehicle that entrepreneurs should join up, and there's a lot of resources there.
When you look at entrepreneurs, the current crop, who are seeking support and help and mentoring, do you see certain similarities when you started out, and how would you advise them?
I do see a lot of similarities. I think the interesting thing is that entrepreneurs, I think, are often hesitant to ask for help and ask for a coach or ask for a mentor or all those things. What I learned from being an entrepreneur, and actually you learn it when you're in the corporate world also, is about networking and getting to know people and being willing to move in that direction.
Entrepreneurs have a particular challenge when it comes to funding. There are various stages. So they need seed stage, you need to approach angels, and then once they grow, obviously they go to the VCs. Do you think Michigan has come up to that level where we have levels of funding at various stages, or no, we are still at the stage where we have to develop the angel network?
I think that Michigan is ahead of a lot of states in how they have their funding set up. I mean, if you listened to MEDC this morning, there was a lot described there of what was available. I think entrepreneurs never think there's enough funding. Until you get funding yourself, there's never enough funding. I know that there's more funding that's going to become available that hasn't been announced yet. There's more, getting companies started as venture capitals have moved up the food chain, and people talk about being seed funds, but they're really not. And that whole of getting people, the first 10 or 20 or $200,000 is the hardest money to get. And I think that's where Michigan needs to work harder, and we need to have more pre-seed and seed funds. I think there's plenty of venture capitalists out there. It's that early, very high-risk money that's the hardest to come by.
Robbie, thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.